real quick. I saw a story, and something that I've been pointing out to a whole bunch of females. Something I've been pointing out to a whole bunch of females. When your children, especially when your sons get to be like 12, 13, we can really whoop y'all. Like, we can really hurt a female because of our testosterone and stuff like that. So females, be careful, because y'all be chastising your teen sons and they just be letting you assault them, and like they don't do nothing. But don't think that because you have the ability to assault them that you got power like that right there. The only reason that you able to assault them is because you've been assaulting them all their damn life, and they just been accepting it, and they accept you as mama. Well, I'm finna show you something. That happened down at the schoolhouse in Florida, my state. You gotta stay, please go home state. Please don't run out. We're fit for our life state. A Florida high school student is accused of body slamming a police officer.
New video just into our newsroom shows a St. Cloud police officer being roughed up, slammed onto the ground by a student. Now that student is under arrest. Yeah, we're being told that student had nothing to do with the fight that the officer is actually trying to break up.
Fox 35 anchor Ray Vieta joins us in studio. And Ray, the police chief is sounding off on this tonight.
The chief says this video is spreading on social media. He calls it an extremely disturbing altercation. Here's how the whole thing unfolded. The officer you see there says he was separating a fight between two students at St. Cloud High School. That's when police say a third student went up to the officer, grabbed him by the neck, pulled him away from the fight, picked him up, and slammed him to the ground.
You know good as hell well, I ain't trained him. He got trained by somebody else, man.
The chief praised a few other students and a school administrator who he says stepped in to help the SRO. Other officers arrived shortly after. In a statement tonight, the chief calls what happened, quote, despicable and should never have happened. We will never tolerate behavior that targets our officers and will hold those accountable at the highest levels. We put in a request for the body camera video to see more of the incident. Police say they're still going through that footage, but will release it to us next week.
But Willie, they just kids. That's what's up. Shout out to Esther for the $1 cash out. Said the woman who stole the truck had the interview. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that right there. Yeah. Shout out to, hold on. Shout out to Logan for the $2 super chat. Say, distance is your best friend. Absolutely correct. He was not taught under my jurisdiction. No. I done already told y'all 3 to 6 feet depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? You cannot allow somebody to get that goddamn close. But you would think that he was breaking, that the person, that the student who slammed him was in a fight, but was a part of a fight that he was trying to separate and divide. But he wasn't. He was an innocent bystander. Say, let me go on and get some of this here. You know what I'm saying? And this is a problem because a whole bunch of our law enforcement brothers and sisters look at kids as kids. Is that a good thing? Because in my mind, like I tell you, these kids can become parents. These kids is shooting, killing, stabbing people, body slamming, as we see. Listen, players, we got to get our weight up. We got to stay lifting just a little bit. We got to stay active. You got to always be ready. What happened with this officer, he trying to keep his damn job. He trying not to, get a write-up. And he'll let that little young Thundercat grab that ass and done did him like this right here, done disrespected the whole community. We got to be faster than that. Right there. I think the officers should have went on ahead on and pinched him in the neck or something like that.
New video just into our newsroom shows a St. Cloud.
What if he would have got the gun? What if he would have got the gun?
A police officer being roughed up, slammed onto the ground by a student.
And like somebody else said, he got arrested because he got embarrassed.
That student is under arrest.
But this is a assault on an officer.
Yeah, we're being told that student had nothing to do with the fight that the officer is actually trying to break up.
Fox 35 anchor Ray Vieta joins us in studio. And Ray, the police chief is sounding off on this tonight.
Got to be more careful.
The chief says this video is spreading on social media. He calls it an extremely disturbing altercation. Here's how.
And it's crazy because think about this right here. If the officer would have slammed the student, or the officer would have been wrong, or the officer was being too aggressive, and this I lie to you, brother. Watch it.
The whole thing unfolded. The officer you see there says he was separating a fight between two students.
Oh, this would have been racism at his best. He don't like dark-skinned people and shit, and that's why he slammed a student. We play too much. But when the student slams the officer, there's no racism in that. There's nothing racial about that. Which again, the student was no part of the fight that the officer was trying to break up.
At St. Cloud High School. That's when police say a third student went up to the officer, grabbed him by the neck, pulled him away from the fight, picked him up, and slammed him to the ground.
Officer, when you got pulled by the neck by a student, you should have pulled your taser out. When you got pulled by your neck by another student while breaking up a fight, you should have been in fear for your life. Remember, this is Florida. You know what I'm saying? You know, that damage got to handle your business. Taser, Glock. You trying to defend yourself against whoever is grabbing you by the throat, because at that moment, you really don't know whether it's a student or not. But your life is in danger. I know, Willie, but they kids, though. Y'all be caring about like y'all job and stuff like that, and y'all be caring about what society is going to say for how you react to a situation. And I'm here to tell you, self-preservation, boy, is all I got left. Self-preservation is always gonna kick in if you grab me around my neck and I'm trying to separate somebody else. Hell, I could be in the store and you grab me around my neck, I'ma lose my goddamn mind. I'm trying to taser Glock, or is it Glock taser? Either which way, yeah, getting shot. Mess around with me. You know what I'm saying? He said this officer needs to get his weight up. Say, all I'm saying now, he say, Willie, your thoughts. So yeah. We got to get physically fit. We got to remember, we lose testosterone the older we get, but we can increase testosterone the older that we get if we doing certain things and taking supplements and shit like that right there. But these youths got natural testosterone because they have not lost their testosterone yet. Damn it, we need to always be in competition, especially when you is in a career of law enforcement. You never know if you got to take a toddler down. Bitch, you better be ready. Don't let that toddler get up on you. Be careful. It's a setup. I'm just trying to tell you something. We're going to have to put him back in training. Got to go back in training. And for the student, like a little 5-day suspension or something, because you know already got arrested, so I guess the school got to do something too. Say, do you want us to lose weight or gain weight? No. If you're gonna gain muscle. Don't gain that fat. That's a different weight. We got to gain more muscle mass or some shit like that right now. Look, get rid of the fat now. Please get rid of that goddamn fat. It's unhealthy and all that fly shit right there. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk to the officer and see if we can come up with something to where this don't ever happen again. Because after you got choked, however you got out of the chokehold to turn around. Watch this. The student got the best of the officer because the officer was not in his mind wanting to slam a student.
That's when police say a third student went up to the officer, grabbed him by the neck, pulled him away from the fight.
See, right up in there, you had done already lost because you let the student bend down with his knees, so he was already shot. It seems to me like Buddy been like wrestling or some shit like that, but
grabbed him by the neck, pulled him away.
Right up in here, see you tussling wrong. You should have pinched him in the neck, gut checked his ass in the liver or something, trying to tell you, hit in that kidney, kick the inner part of his thigh. You supposed to be handling this situation as if you is tussling with a grown-ass man and you trying to save your own life. Yes. say his knees too weak. I think, boy, the older we get, boy, the body go to break it down. I do understand that. Right? You say the student eats tacos, that make them strong, like Popeye with the spinach and shit. Listen, so y'all be careful. Watch 2360 on 9. I hope that helped. Moving right along.